waiting out for those negotiations that could happen between the US and India as well. That will be key for our Indian markets. But as of now, Asian markets are buzzing because there are more trade deals that have taken place. Now, when you're looking at it in terms of the US market as well, it was the second day of record close that came in for S&P 500. But when you look at it, albeit marginally marking its 11th such close in 2025. Now, Dow Jones, meanwhile, that ended 0.4% higher. We're seeing that the Nasdaq witnessed cuts to close lower as all those tech stocks. That is something that weighed on the overall index. Now, this was the first negative day of a trade for Nasdaq in 7 sessions. So that is something that we'll be keeping an eye out on in terms of the US market. But how is all this going to be impacting our Indian markets? We have a team of research joining in with us to set us up for trade, important stocks to watch out for, as well as tell us what's going to be happening in the world of F&O. Gaurav as well as Sudarshan, good morning and thank you so much for joining in with us. But before I come to you all, I'm going to be setting you all up for trade, what we're watching out for. US markets, I clearly highlighted, how they've closed in trade. We do have some bit of a mixed opening that's coming in the closing that's coming in the US market. So Nasdaq weighed down by the tech stocks, but trade deals has kept the Asian markets on the positive front. Now, when you're looking at it in terms of the FII and DIIs, we're seeing that FII sold around 3,500 crores in yesterday's trading session, while DIIs were buyers of 5,240 crores in yesterday's day. Now, important to watch out for today, we have 2 block deals that's coming in the real estate space. Oberoi Realty and Macro Tech Developers or Loda Developers as we know it also. Keep an eye out on that. 2 block deals expected here. One is Oberoi and other is Loda. The next one, keep an eye out on important earnings today. So we have Nifty earnings like Infosys, Dr. Reddy's, Tata Consumers that are reporting their numbers. And other than that, we have SRF, Coforge, Persistent, Syngene. All these will be reporting their numbers. So a lot of moves that we could be seeing coming in on these stocks on the back of the numbers. Important board meetings also. So these stocks could be in focus. IndusInd Bank, keep an eye out on that. Tilak Nagar Industries, that was buzzing in trade yesterday. We had a CNBC-TV18 exclusive that came in. Now, today they are meeting to consider a fundraising plan. Aditya Birla Real Estate, also a fundraising plan is over there, as well as Borosil Renewables. All these are what we are keeping an eye out on. Now, overall, when you're looking at it, Nifty yesterday had closed a bit flat. So we'll watch out for in terms of, whether this gain that we're seeing coming in for Nifty implied open, if that's going to be sustaining in the market. But that's how the setup is looking like as of now, implied open indicating a 69-point uptick. But Gaurav, which are the stocks that you are keeping an eye out on? A lot of earnings, a lot of news flow coming in as well.
Well, yes. Let me first highlight a few stocks which will be on our radar on the back of the earnings. So first, let's talk about Dixon Tech. Inline set of number, in fact, when we look at the net profit, that has increased almost by 68% on a year-on-year basis. Now it stands at around 225 crores. Other than that, JSW Infra also came up with good set of numbers. Profit increased almost by 31% on a year-on-year basis. And what remains a key thing is that the management said that they will be aiming to grow volumes by around 10% in FY26. Paytm actually came up with very good set of number. In fact, this was the first quarter when we saw operationally Paytm actually reporting profits. They reported profits of 122 crores versus the losses of 839 crores just a year ago in the same quarter. And EBITDA margin also, if you look at it, it is at around 3%. KEI Industries also came up with good set of numbers. In fact, profit was actually higher than what the street was expecting. It increased almost by 30% and now it stands at around 195 crores. United Breweries, on the other hand, actually reported profit which was a little lower than the street's expectation at around 184 crores, whereas the street was expecting number to remain at around 200 crores. Margins have also come down a little to around 10.8% on a sequential basis. Let's also not forget about Credit Access Grameen. Now, when we look at the numbers, they look down because the profit has gone down almost by 85%. It was in line with what the street is expecting, and what remains a key thing is that the credit cost has come down. So that is something which can push the stock today. Other than that, let's also watch out for Hyundai India because company has received GST demand worth 258 crores for non-payment of compensation cess. And there are 2 stocks which will be on our focus on the back of the sources. First is Oberoi Realty because block deal is likely to happen here where some investors may sell around 3% of the equity at a price of 1,753 rupees. And second is Loda Developers. This is also a candidate where block deal may happen. 1% of the equity is expected to change hand at around 1,384 rupees per share.
Okay, Gaurav, thank you so much for that. But finally, Sudarshan is here and waiting by to tell us what are we watching out for in the world of F&O. Good morning, Sudarshan. Yesterday was a muted day, but these trade deals coming in, are we expecting anything exciting in the world of F&O?
Good morning, Vinny. We are back to a range-bound day of trade. Yesterday, we saw that Nifty manages to hold on to levels for 25,000, but after trading in a range that like from 24,900 to 25,100, finally it ended above 25,000. So now, bad part is FIs continue to build positions on the short side. Now, there is a positive part as well. If there are positive news related to earnings, if there is any, we might see a short covering, and that will be very sharp. Now, GIFT Nifty for today is indicating a positive start, currently up around 60 points following the positive cues and all the trade deals that US President has announced. Now, talking about the flows, yesterday again we saw DIs buying and FIs selling. FIs have sold more than rupees 3,500 crore, DIs bought more than rupees 5,200 crore. But the interesting data is on the derivative side. Now, in the index futures, FIs have sold almost rupees 800 crore. They have reduced long positions of around 1,300 contracts, and also they have added short positions of almost 3,000 contracts. Now, FI long exposure has reduced to almost 14%. So it indicates you that if there is a positive news flow in the Indian market, there can be a short covering, and it will be very sharp. Now coming to the option side, 25,200 call was the most active one, but again 25,400 call has also seen addition, and here the addition was almost of 26 lakh shares. On the put side, 25,050 put was active, and after that 24,800 put has been very active. That's the reason support remains around 24,880. That is the day before yesterday's low, and resistance remains around 25,300 or slightly above that. That is 20-day moving average. Now, stocks in the focus, two stocks remain in the bank. Those are RBL Bank and Bandhan Bank. IEX has entered in the band yesterday, and also keep an eye on two stocks. Paytm. It has reported operationally positive. Its EBITDA has turned positive for the very first time. Stock has been at near to 52-week high, but it has seen a sharp recovery. It's up more than 100% from its recent low. And also another stock is M&M Finance. It has been trending lower in the last few sessions, but earnings are not that bad. So keep an eye on these two as well.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out on all the stocks and what are the levels to watch out for the Nifty as well. Thanks so much for that, Sudarshan. On that note, let's slip into a very short break, and after the break, we'll get you the updates from the White House in our special segment, Trump Watch. Stay tuned in for that.